Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and today is Saturday, July the 3rd, 2021. The tarot card for today is the Moon from the newly released deck Pocket of Peers Tarot by artist Jamie Sawyer. She's actually shipping to her Kickstarter people right now, and I'll keep you advised when this is available for purchase. Now, being as the Moon card has come up, we could talk about what the Moon card means, but I think it's more important to talk about the Moon itself, which I often do. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I like to plan my day around what the Moon is doing, okay? I don't know if you've ever noticed that, when you're planning out your week, okay, I'm going to do this on Wednesday, and I'm going to do this on Friday, blah, 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 right? And sometimes it doesn't go the way you planned. So what does that mean? Well, sometimes, your choice of times may not be where the Moon is really working best for you. I don't care what we talk about, what planet we talk about. We could talk about Mercury retrograde, but the Moon is there making aspects day in and day out, affecting your daily life. And of course, what sign the Moon is in has a great deal of bearing on how your day will work out as well. Now, I don't know how many of you noticed that in the last couple of days, the Moon's been in Aries, and you may have really felt that surge of wanting to move forward, but you might also have found yourself doing this and then jumping over to that and then jumping over to something else, and perhaps not having completed some things, but having your hand in a little bit of everything. That's the Aries Moon. Now, for today, where I'm at just after midnight, the Aries Moon goes void of course. It's almost like having a little mini Mercury retrograde going on. But by 8:28 a.m., it's moving into the sign of Taurus. Now, what Aries lacks in focus, Taurus makes up for with, tunnel vision, like that singular focus. And I think that that's a good thing today, because it will give you the focus that you need to apply yourself to whatever it is that you feel needs to be done. Now here, this is a holiday weekend. So one thing about the Taurus Moon, and if you, pay attention to the Taurus people that you love, a lot of them have a sweet tooth. Doesn't mean they can't control it, but they have a sweet tooth. And they may be the ones who order the dessert when you go out, etc. So with it being a holiday, just be careful not to overindulge. So after moving into Taurus in the morning today, the Moon will only actually make one aspect today, but it's a nice one. It will be a sextile to Jupiter. From the social aspect, Jupiter loves to have a good time. You most definitely can. Things are more upbeat when Jupiter's involved, okay, because it brings optimism, so that you'll find that even though people may have been sad over things that had happened recently, that they're able to enjoy themselves today. And if the opportunity presents itself to be out and about, this is a social weekend here, I would advise doing so. You never know who you may meet, and of course, that type of influence can sometimes bring you contacts that, later on down the line, from which you'll benefit. This is a particularly good time for getting the word out about something, all right? People will be paying better attention to what you have to say. So, if you need to do some PR, whatever, to bring things around, because I know many of you are at this point where you're getting ready to change some things to make them work more in your favor. So I think that this can really help you with that. And if you have a test that you need to prepare for, this is an excellent time to be studying. If you feel that something, that gives you that antsiness, I guess would be a good word to describe it, it could very well be today's planetary transit, which is a square between Mars and Uranus. Now, this isn't a bad thing, but Mars is your drive and your energy, and Uranus is shock and surprise, craving freedom. So when you combine, the fact that Mars is in Leo, which is definitely very creative and outgoing and, wanting to make things happen. And Uranus is in Taurus, where, one can sometimes feel a little bit stuck because of that singular focus. So when you put it together, it's a rather combustible energy, but it's not a bad thing. It's just that you might feel the need to go sow your oats today, whatever the case may be. But I don't think it's a bad thing, because I think it works out well with the social vibe that we have going on for the weekend. So you can just put that to good use. And if you're still here with me, back to the moon for a moment, I highly recommend keeping track of where the moon is at and see how your days correspond, between what you planned to do and what actually happened and how you felt about the day. And as we talk about the moon every day, you can become more acquainted with when perhaps you should or shouldn't do things. I never recommend going to the grocery store when the moon is in Taurus, especially on an empty stomach, all right? Because it's very likely that, you'll get to the checkout counter and find a whole lot of things that weren't on your list. I'm telling you, all right? Just monitor yourself for the fun of it and for the experience of learning, and see how you think these things are going. So the moon most definitely can be a creative tool that you can have in your toolbox to help you to plan your days. I want to thank you all very much for being here. I'll see you here again tomorrow. And as always, have a great day.